What's up guys, welcome back again with another video. And today I want to show you guys a new form of my zombie deck. It's been revisited, I've done some tweaking, and both the main and extra deck are changed. So I'm just getting straight into this one. Of course, I still play two Doom Kings. Doom Kings is all you need on two, and it's one of the best zombie monsters ever created in Yu-Gi-Oh! That's for Doom King. 2 Banshee. I really want to play her on 3 again, but I don't have much room to move certain cards around, so 2 it is. Then of course the 3 Unizombie, best card in deck. It's your it's most of the time your only normal summon. Best card in deck. Like, creates all of your plays. Lets you create all your plays. 2 Glow Bloom instead of the most decks playing Bloom on 1. I'm still playing it on 2, because if it's in your hands, it's not really a brick. If you at least begin with an Unizombie or Kazuki. So 2 Glow Bloom, it's fine. Then of course the 3 zombie rolls to go with the normal Doom King plays. Shiranui package, small one, with 1 Samurai, 2 Solitaires, and 2 Ghost Meets Girl, a Shiranui story. Why these? Because Samurai isn't. If you break with Solitaire, and saying if you have Solitaire in your hand and a Unizombie, your Solitaire will be essentially a break. So what you can do is activate, if you open with Solitaire, Unizombie, and for example Ghost Meets Girl, and your opponent controls a monster, you can activate Ghost Meets Girl, bait something out. By discarding Solitaire, and then you can special from your deck Samurai, so it's still easy to use. I really like this play, and I just like this small little engine. Samurai is one of the best cards that you can special summon off of Solitaire with Ghost Meets Girl for extra extension to Jack O'Bowlen. Jack O'Bowlen is one of the useful cards for extending in zombies, not only because it's a fire attribute zombie monster, but it's just a free summon by discarding a zombie monster from your hand if Jack O'Bowlen is in your hand. So 2 Jack O'Bowlen, 1 Vampire Fraulein, which is enough, because Vampire Fraulein special summons itself from your hand if a zombie monster is declaring attack, or a zombie or there's attack declared on a zombie monster or whatsoever. If a zombie monster battles, when a monster declares an attack, you can special summon this card from your hand. So yeah, Vampire Fraulein is a really niche card. Because of my extra deck, and I didn't have a real useful spot for a certain combo, I played just one TG Gear Zombie, just because it's a level 1 tuner zombie monster which can special summon itself from the hand. But this is just on 1 for now. It will be changed later on. I don't know the date of it when. But this won't be in the main deck for long, I will say. So 1 TG Gear Zombie, Book of Life, and of course the Monster Reborn for extra extension. nice follow place. Just extra bodies essentially. 2 Gozuki. 2 Gozuki is your second normal summon. Plus it can send 1 card from your deck to the grave, or at least a monster from your deck to the grave. One zombie monster from your deck to the grave. And if it's sent to the grave, you can banish 1 other zombie monster and summon a zombie monster from your hands. So, Gozuki, it's why. Still, and again, still 3 Mozukis. Best recursion, best extension that you can have. It's just nice. It's essentially just a monster reborn for zombies. Best extension. The one foolish and the one for 1. Just, of course, also for extension. And my only 2 hand traps for now, yes, just 2, are Ash Blossom and Ghost Bell. Ash Blossom because for times like your opponent. Why do I need to explain Ash Blossom? Everyone knows what Ash Blossom does. Ghost Bell, on the other hand, does negates effects based on the graveyard, and it's just nice to have if you play against a deck which mostly uses its graveyard for extension, recursion, and synergy and all. So just these 2 is all I need. Of course, because it's now September 14, just 1 Call by the Grave. It's the biggest hit, I think, for most decks, because Call by the Grave stops most of the time hand traps, and that's just what hand traps are not what you want to see against you. So 1 Call by the Grave. I get Konami by limiting Call by the Grave, but it's not what I expected. It's not what I expected from Konami to do with the ban list of today, essentially. Also for today, as in the day of recording this video. Sorry. Still running to free Super Polys. Super Poly stops most decks, or just some fields of your opponent. You can also still use your own cards, but Super Poly is still all you need most of the time in this deck. If you go against, for example, Dragoon that can't do anything against Super Poly. So if Dragoon is essentially a zombie monster, you can use it for a fusion summon of one of your for Nethersoul Dragon, for example, or it's also a dog, so Starving Venom still works. Paraplant Thrift also works. The other, you can also still use the other fusion monster of the Paraplant extra deck engine. Yeah, I don't know how to say that otherwise. In another way. So let's get to the chase. Still using 1 Zombie Necronize. It's always handy, I will say, because Doom King is a level 8. Your opponent summons most of the time level 5 or higher monsters. So if they control, if there is just a level 5 or higher zombie monster on the field, so if zombie monster is on the field, it includes your opponent's field. You can target one of the one level 5 or higher zombie monster. Your opponent controls, take control of it until the end of the turn, and you can recurse this card from your graveyard by returning a banished card from your back into the graveyard, and then you can set it again, but you can't use it again in the same turn. So Zombie Necronize is just fine with me. I will always play Zombie Necronize in any zombie deck on 1. Still for some of the stun, there's still Rivalry of the Warlords on 1. I can't search it in my deck, but it's still possible to draw it in your starting hand. which is fine by me. I've seen it already sometimes in my hands, even if I play a deck of 45 cards, and it still came, I will say 3 or 5 times in my starting hands. So still playing one Rivalry of Warlords. And for background removal, there's just 2 Twin Twisters and 1 Eradicator Epidemic Virus. Everyone knows what these two do. I don't need to explain them. So yeah, that's it for the main deck. For the extra deck, there are some small changes. So first off, for the fusions, 1 Natural Dragon, 1 Dragostopelia, Southern Venom Fusion Dragon, and 1 Predator Plant Thrift. I'm most of the time playing 4, and this is it's just a sweet spot for me, because if you go against a deck which most of the time fusion summons like Invoked, for example, you can essentially use Dragostopelia with Thrift, or if it's most of the time Dark Monsters, you can use Starving Venom or Thrift. And because everything is zombie monsters thanks to Zombie Worlds, you have always an availability for Natural Dragon. So this is the sweet spot for me with fusions, and that's just it for fusions, which I really like. This is the upcoming cards is TG Star Guardian. This is why I play TG Gear Zombie. It's the only target which can be used fully with TG Star Guardian. Star Guardian will be special summoned from another card in my extra deck, which you will see very soon. So 1 TG Star Guardian just for extra synchro climb, for some extra synchro plays and some synchro climbing. After that, there's just 1 FA Don Dragster. Don Dragster negates spells and traps. That's it. Just a great card. It's better in zombies, I will say, because of Unizombie. Unizombie can target essentially FA Don Dragster, give it essentially 2 extra stars, extra levels, by using its own effects. So FA Don Dragster, one of the best cards. Oh, my bad. After FA, there is just still 1 Red Eye Zombie Necro Dragon, just for extra, for essentially just a beat stick. It's just a beat stick. That's it. 1 Sideframe Lord Omega to return essentially your banished cards back into the graveyard. Which a return isn't a sense, from what I know. So if you play against, for example, Darklaw, essentially heroes, or another deck which utilizes Darklaw, it can bring your banished cards back into the graveyard and use the effects from your monsters which are now in your graveyard. So Sideframe Lord Omega is just an out against Darklaw, and I quite like that, because otherwise I will stop playing against heroes or any deck which plays Masked Hero Darklaw. So yeah, Sideframe Lord Omega, guys. And last but not least for synchros, there is 1 Shiranui Sunsage or Sunsaga, depends on how you want to call it. It's just a great card for returning your banished zombies, or for returning your banished zombies back into the extra deck, or from your graveyard. And you then, up to the many cards you returned, you can essentially destroy. What was it? Back row? You can destroy cards your opponent controls. So it's non-targeting destruction effect. It's a non-targeting destruction effect on a level 10 synchro monster with a beat, which is essentially also just a beat stick. Look at that attack. It's great. And if a zombie monster you control will be destroyed by battle card effect, banish one zombie monster from your graveyard instead. So it can also protect itself if you have a bunch of solitaires in your graveyard. It's just a great card. You don't really go into it that often, but it's just nice to have all around. So onto the links. This has changed, not drastically, but it has changed a bit. So still running one Linkuriboh. For knows what Linkuriboh does, it's still just nice. We're still using one Avenged Savior for attacking into a Gestalt monster and sending a card from the deck to the graveyard. Just for that purpose only, essentially a Foolish Burial for any type of monster. Any type of zombie monster, sorry. Well, of course, one Barricade Borg, or I spoiled words. Sorry, I spoiled already a card. That's not what I wanted. So still using one Barricade Borg blocker for your cards such as Zombie World, or if you run continuous, even those cards, but for destruction, or they can be targeted by card effects. Then the final piece, the final card, Crystal Hockey Firebricks, which I really needed so much in this deck. I just want to play Crystal Hockey Firebricks in this deck, and I'm really glad it isn't hit by Konami on the ban list. It isn't limited, it isn't banned, so I'm just happy overall. Because, my opinion, Hockey Firebricks wasn't really the card that made all those how to say this, all those unbreakable fields. It was most of the time because of the extents that were used to go into those unbreakable fields. Because it's why what was it? Some of the tuners were most used tuners were banned, I will say. So I'm still glad to have Hockey Firebricks. That's all. That's just all. And the last two cards, two Vampire Suckers. Vampire Sucker is essentially your draw engine. It can also just give, even by its own effect, you can still get a draw if you special summon a zombie monster from your opponent's graveyard. And but I'm still saying it, but not so many people know that you can essentially tribute summon a zombie monster by using zombie monsters from your opponent's field, as if you control them. It's just crazy. So if you have Doom King in your starting hand, but you can go into a Vampire Sucker without normal summoning, you can essentially use your opponent monsters to tribute summon your Doom King. It's just funny for me. I don't know why. It's just fun to laugh at. To round off, there's still the same token, always the same token. But I have also changed my side deck. It's not much. It's a little bit less, I will say. I will think. So let's just go through it. So just still one bank for tops. Two Artifact Lanciers. One Necro Banshee, which is the third Necro Banshee in this deck. A second Ghost Bell. For the Buster Lock, essentially Dragon Buster. So still searching for a Union Carrier. And one Erratic Epidemic Virus, and of course the second Rivalry of Warlords. I'm debating. Well, I'm still searching for Union Carrier, but I'm also thinking of using Vampire Familiar, I think, or the Wolf Vampire monster with 2 Vampire Domination, if I'm right. The Omni Negate, if you control a Vampire monster, because of Vampire Sucker and Vampire Fraulein. I think it will be a great combo. So that's it for this deck profile, and I hope you liked it. And I will see you in the next video. Bye. Oh, also, plus, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and share it to all your friends and family. So, yeah, bye.